Welcome to our live broadcast of the MOSHAPE, a year in review, hashtag level up 2021. I am Chris Stehle, the chair for marketing communications of MOSHAPE, and I am joined by my co-host, Guy Danhoff, who is our now 2022 MOSHAPE president-elect. Guy, how are you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing amazing, and this is so much fun, Chris. Can you believe it? A whole year's gone by, and we got a lot of cool things to unpack.
For sure. And let's go ahead and get started and kind of review our wonderful year of 2021. Guy, can you go ahead and start and tell us about the events that happened in January?
Well, last year was actually kind of a really beautiful opportunity for us because we actually kicked off ZAG Pro Academy at the end of the month in January. I know it's hard to believe it was just a year ago, but we had something like 43 people participate. We had 30 people complete the program, leaders from all over the country, including even people that are involved in nursing. And at ZAG Pro Academy, it really helped a lot of other states learn about the data analytics, learn about how to cut through all the noise and clutter. And it also helped contribute to actually eventually creating the zagging book that came out, about 6 months after that. So anyways, Chris, it was significant from the standpoint that we were able to take a lot of things that we're doing here at MOSHAPE and our team and share it with the rest of the country.
Yeah, we got the year started off very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and bring on our first special guest, Anna Forsalita, who is actually our 2022 MOSHAPE president. Hopefully, Anna's getting her mic turned on and stuff now. So while Anna's getting in here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about kind of some things that happened in February. We had our first meeting for the board of directors. It was a virtual meeting due to COVID protocols and things like that. And it was a great virtual meeting we had. All of us board of directors came together and talked about future plans. Our MOSHAPE leaders participated in the virtual Shape America Speak Out Day with members of Congress, which Anna is going to talk about here in a second. And then we also kicked off a year of what we call a year of collaboration as we had members go all over the country helping with other states in their conferences. And that started in February at the New Jersey conference. It was really cool. Anna, can you go ahead and talk to the audience about the virtual Shape America Speak Out Day and what your experience was like with that?
Absolutely. Can you hear me all right? Perfect. Well, Bear is just as excited to join the conversation as I am right now, as you can hear. But, one of the beautiful things that we did with Speak Out Day was we went virtual this year, and it was actually a full week. And we really just focused on meeting with congressmen and legislators to talk about just ESSER funds and Title IV and Title II, Part 1 and Part 2, and just allowing teachers and leaders to be their voice and advocate for the power of health education and physical education as it pertains to, all of us across the country and especially in Missouri. So we had a phenomenal crew of myself and Dennis Stochef, Sean Nevels was on, and Brandy Lynch. And we had so much fun, and it was really, really powerful and amazing talking to these legislators and being able to be that voice. So it was my first time doing it too. So I can't wait for this year.
Awesome. Well, Anna, thank you for hopping on. We'll see you again here shortly on the show. Guy, go ahead and talk to us about the events that happened in April.
Well, April was pretty epic, Chris. As you know, it was SHAPE Virtuals, the national convention. As you know, we had several of MOSHAPE members presenting. And of course, our own DC, Darian Cockrell, was one of the keynotes of that convention. And it was just really amazing on a lot of new things that Shape America put together for all our benefit. And I have to tip my cap to them because there was just so many good, rich sessions and really brought a lot of us together. And we were building relationships through that portal and through that platform. So it was great that Shape America was able to pull off nationally still a convention. And with that, I also want to give a massive shout out to our very own Jennifer Werner, as she was selected as the Shape America National Middle School Physical Education Teacher of the Year. And I had the privilege and opportunity of interviewing her during that convention. So Chris, April was fantastic with that big event.
Yeah, and we also, MOSHAPE had our Future Professionals Town Hall meeting in April. That was ran by our past MOSHAPE Future Professionals President, John Scanlon, and the President-elect, Brooke Jenkins, who is actually our 2022 Future Professionals President. She could not be here with us today, but that was a really exciting thing. And then we move on to May, Guy, and May may be one of the biggest months we had at MOSHAPE, as we had the On the Move featuring Drew Burse's Field Day, which was huge. And then the big thing that happened for us was the On the Move, which featured Anna's school, Rockwood South Middle School. And that On the Move led to a CDC collaboration, which has been seen by over 100,000 people. And it's the hashtag CDC Healthy Schools. Guy, you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think what it was is something that we were able to bring cameras in. You got to remember, we're in COVID, and it was at the tail end when they were starting to change some of the protocols. And I pitched the idea to the team at Missouri Healthy Schools. Hey, what do you think about bringing cameras in and doing some school success stories? So let's get some positivity going on. And it was perfect because it was National Teacher Appreciation Week. So we were able to bring the cameras in, and we had no idea or clue that it would lead to a collaboration with the CDC, of which that video is actually at the Missouri Healthy Schools Twitter page right now. It's pinned if you want to see that, because we focused on now the shift from students and their mental health to now teachers and administrators and their mental health, which is still the talk of 2021 moving forward. So anyways, very significant, and it's led to an amazing partnership and relationship with MOSHAPE, as well as Missouri Healthy Schools, and of course with the CDC.
Yeah, that was, I mean, all the On the Moves have been phenomenal to watch. Guy, before you start talking about our wonderful June we had, I'm going to bring on another special guest. He is our executive director. He's our fearless leader, Dr. Tom Lowry. Doc, how are you doing today?
Doing very well, and thanks for hosting this and co-hosting this. We want our members to know exactly what we're doing, what we have done, what we plan to do. And so this is a wonderful type of broadcast to share, whether they see it live or are able to pick it up during their free time.
Yeah.
Yes. And the month of June was a busy month again for our leaders. And when we talk about our leaders, we had a two-pronged approach. We had a second virtual board of directors meeting. And what I'm really so pleased to see is that every member of the board of directors is contributing positively and regularly. We have an outstanding board who are serving members who have their committees of people involved. And also, this was a time when our leadership team, basically the executive committee and others who partake in this, were a part of what was known as the Central District Leadership Summit, but because of semantics, it was renamed the Sally Shearer Leadership Summit because she was a former leader who instituted this. We met with the leaders from 9 states in the Central District. It was highly productive, and it was just very exciting for me to sit back and watch all the Missouri people that were in leadership positions, as well as contributing to the mission of our 9-state Central District. We even included the Kansas City Wolf. And if you're not a Chiefs fan, you know that the Kansas City Wolf is their mascot. And so we were able to have a 2-day conference that was energizing. It's a time when our leaders look at where we are, what we're doing, and where we need to go and how we're going to get there. So again, that was a real highlight of us late in June to pull this off.
Yeah, and Guy, do you want to comment on anything else? You know, Tom spoke about that. Anything else you want to mention about June?
Well, I think the other thing, and Tom can speak to this really, is the collaboration because of the involvement with the CDC. Later on in the year, then we procured some more funding through Missouri Healthy Schools, which Tom has been working with Laura Beckman on building those relationships. And we're going to talk about that in just a second also, and how funding was also made available for the work that's been done with skills-based health education. So Tom, you want to kind of put a bow around that, because that's pretty significant what's been going on with that funding side.
And again, this is some of the behind the scenes planning and implementation that we have. For many years, the Department of Health and Senior Services has provided funding to us for quality health and physical education workshops in the spring. But with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education's 1801 grant with CDC, they were able to see just how much MOSHAPE could amplify the message and get programs to places all over the state where it would be worthwhile. We have really basically had a series of 4 different grant contracts that we've signed with DESE and with Department of Health and Senior Services that flow through our Department of Education from DESE. And this involves a lot of deep planning in who's going to be involved, what's going to be involved. We saw this with the skills-based health education. We're seeing it with a whole new range of ways that we can impact the school wellness committee and the school culture of health. And that's one of the new things that we will be bringing on this year. So, I can't thank Laura enough for the pioneering work she continues to do, and for the many people that we have that have been a part of this. And Guy, you have amplified her story, her messages, and these things are available for all members on our YouTube channel. So it's there. We've got great resources through this, and it looks as if this is going to continue for a few years.
Wow. Thanks, Tom, for that update.
Yeah, and thanks, Tom, for joining us. We'll be bringing you back on here shortly towards the end. So let's go ahead and move on. Guy, this is not part of the plan, but you know me. I like to zag bomb. We've got a lot of special people joining us right now in the chat. And I just had to shout out some people. Michelle Huff from Jersey says, hey, Steph and I are over here watching in Jersey. So thank you, Jersey girls, for watching. We have another special person that's chimed in. Sean Neville says, what's up, Jersey? Looking good, Tom, Chris, Anna, and Guy. Shout out to Sean Neville's. We have the Hello from Missouri Dance Organization. So thank you guys for joining as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is awesome to see everybody jumping in. Guys, keep hitting up the chat. I'm monitoring it the best I can while going live here. So pretty cool, Guy. Just wanted to, that wasn't part of the plan, but I wanted to throw that bomb in there for you real quick. So,
no, it's a good one.
Yeah. As we go on to our next section here, we're going to bring Anna back in on the show as we get ready to talk about the next special thing that happened in July, which was MOSHAPE members attended and presented at Kentucky's SHAPE conference, K-SHAPE, continuing our collaboration efforts with other state organizations. And Anna's going to kind of talk about the role our Health Moves Minds team played there and all the things they helped with Kentucky SHAPE. So Anna, go ahead and talk to us a little bit about that.
You have to unmute.
Anna is muted.
Yeah.
There she is.
To make sure that, Bear doesn't make another cameo. He gets so excited about being on stage, So I apologize, and I called you, Chris, by the wrong name. So that was great that I was muted during that. So it's awesome. I still have on COVID brain, I think. So one of the great things about K-SHAPE, the collaboration that we did, we had the Leadership Summit, Moves by 2021, and it was we have, the best Health Moves Minds team with Christy Beery leading us the way, and Cal Salvo, Megan Baker. And it was really just a phenomenal experience to collaborate with Angela Stark, Jamie Sparks, Becky, Mark Fulmer from Illinois. They, created a lot of different things just to give more tools to teachers across the country that were at this leadership summit to use and to help see the ease and the necessity of Health Moves Minds. But if you look directly at how it pertains to MOSHAPE and what it did for us, I really want to speak more about that, because as important as what we did there, how it impacts our state is equally as important. So, we have lots of fun with our state and our SEAL Team fam. And, we had a shout out. Guy and I went to go see Kyle Salvo be on this top of his school during his fundraising event. It got the attention of ABC News in New York. We had Stephanie Morris come and get her tattoo in the fall and come to for Health Moves Minds, just because of all amazing things that we're doing in our state. But what we wanted to do is really get teachers and all schools involved about why this program is so important and the culture that it creates and the tools that it gives these kids and teachers in order to navigate through these daily lives, especially during COVID this year and last year. The theme last year was kindness is everything. And it really just cultivates this environment for students to feel empowered in their decision-making skills and in their everyday lives. And everyone needs that, especially addressing social emotional learning.
Well, Anna, thank you so much for joining us today. I know, you've been feeling a little under the weather, so thank you for joining us. And I'm really excited as a little plug in real quick off the script again, because that's what Chris does. I am going to be featuring Anna on a very special, now executive edition of the MOSHAPE Minute, as you are our president, coming up here in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that as Anna talks all things about her upcoming presidency, her theme. And if you stay tuned to the end of today's live broadcast, you may get a little sneak peek of what her theme is. So Anna, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful and happy New Year's Eve and a happy New Year. See you soon.
Bye guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
All right, so Guy, let's continue moving on. We're going a little off script here because that's what we do. Talk to us a little bit about what we did in August.
August, Chris, again, epic. We did something that we've not done before, and I've got to give a massive shout out to Brad Brummel and Dr. Kim Goforth. They are program coordinators for health and physical education. Kim is in Columbia and Brad is in the Springfield school districts. They put together a 16-part skills-based health education videos. And it's not just the videos of what they're covering. They've got all kinds of support materials built into the descriptions. It is one of the most comprehensive, well-received things that our state put out through their leadership. And we'll actually make that available sometime over the weekend. We'll repurpose that. So if you want to see those, the other thing I will sneak peek is stay tuned for some upcoming broadcasts, because Chris, there'll be some upcoming news of what Kim and Brad are planning for in 2022 regarding more skills-based health. So just want to give a massive shout out, because that 16 series video is right there right now. If you go to, again, MOSHAPE YouTube.
Awesome. Thanks, Guy. And now probably the most exciting month for me of the whole year is November. All right. It was 2 years since we met in person. It was a lot of Zoom calls and phone calls, and November came around. We had our in-person convention. Us board members were there Thursday night, as well as a lot of members came down Thursday night. I was actually shocked. I was sitting there getting ready for a board meeting, and in walks Sean Neville's NDC and Zach Wheeler at the same time. I was like, I got to get a picture, So November came around. We had our in-person convention, our Level Up 2021 convention, which was ran by past president now, Dr. Patrick Fine, who I'm going to bring on here in just a second. And man, that convention was amazing. Just us as a media team did so many different things that we've never tried before. We went live, we did recordings, we did all kind of streaming services, and we did a live red carpet. And for anybody that's watching this, none of that was scripted. That was 100% impromptu, having fun, just interviewing educators. And I think the best part of November was, and you've heard it so many times, the hugs, the high fives, the in-person stuff, seeing people we've never even met in person before. And you're like, oh, wait a second, I know you, So I think that was amazing. We obviously that Thursday night had a board of directors meeting, which was great. Seeing our board members together for the first time in 2 years. We hadn't had a board meeting in person. So that was great. And some great things happened at the convention. Some key announcements as some people changed roles. As I mentioned earlier, Anna Forsalito becomes she's our president for 2022. And Guy, you were elected as our president-elect, as you will be serving as president in 2023. So congrats to you. And then Abby Lingle, who we are going to be bringing on with Patrick in here just a second, was elected to become our Future Professionals president-elect. So a lot of exciting things. And without further ado, let's bring on two special guests, Dr. Patrick Fine, who was our president this past year in 2021, and Abigail Lingle, who is our Future Professionals president-elect. Welcome, you two. Welcome to the live stream. You're live. It's your first time.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So first and foremost, Patrick, I want to just go ahead and, for the audience, reflect on your presidency and the convention and just kind of what 2021 meant to you.
Well, I think the convention, looking back on it, it really accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, which was the whole theme was level up, which was trying to get people more engaged, get them more involved. And I think we accomplished that. You know, the highlight for me was the future professionals that were coming up to many of the board members saying, I want to be involved. Tell me how I can be involved. And I think it's happened before, but I don't think it's happened to this level before, to where we've had that many young professionals that have really wanted to get engaged and be a part of it. So that was, you know, in Chris, you mentioned it earlier, the hugs and being excited to be around people, the board meeting. You know, we were able to meet on Zoom quite a bit over the year, but to be able to be live and to be able to see each other, to be able to hug each other, all of that parts, I think were the biggest highlights for me. Well,
Patrick, I can speak on behalf of myself and probably everybody that's joined our show today and watched, and people are going to watch and pass it. Your presidency was awesome. To serve under you as a board member, and I thank you. I know Guy thanks you, and I know you're not going away. You have to serve with us for one more year as past president, but I know you're always going to be around for help. And I echo what you said about the future professionals and young professionals just coming up to us board members and just other people and just asking questions, getting involved, which leads to Abby here in a second. But, you know, it was just amazing, an amazing convention. And Patrick, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for me this past year.
And Patrick, I have to add this in my role of last year. We cannot thank you enough for all the support that you and the executive board gave the media team to allow us to do the things that we do. Seriously, from the bottom of all our hearts, we are so grateful to you, Tom, and the executive board, because we brought a lot of ZAG this year and you guys embraced all of it. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you. You know, I really have to give a lot of credit to, I had a great role model and a mentor that was ahead of me, Dennis Stochev.
Yeah.
And Dennis, I don't know how many times I asked him questions about things I was running into during the year, and he was more than willing to help me and give me guidance. And Dr. Tom Lowry, we met weekly coming up to the convention and just helped guided the whole process all through step by step. So anybody that's thinking about being president down the road, there is a support team that can help you if you have an interest in that.
Well, Patrick, thank you for your responses, and we'll come back to you here in just a second. Abby, welcome, your first time kind of with us, and you better get used to this because a little sneak peek, you're also part of my media team now, so you better get used to this live stuff real quick. So, Abby, obviously you serve a different role now, but you're still a future professional. Kind of tell the audience what your experience was, you know, with the luncheon and the convention. Just what was your experience like this year at the convention?
So first off, overall, my one word I just gotta say is wow or amazing. Like, this was my first in-person convention. My first convention was the COVID convention, and like that was amazing too. But like you all said, it's the in-person connections you make that are phenomenal. But yeah, this year I ran for future professional president-elect. Kind of nervous and everything because I ran against a really good component, Adam, who's a sweetheart. But no, John and Brooke were amazing. Shout out to both of them. I wish Brooke was here. I love her to pieces, but she really has coached me up ever since I got elected from the banquet on. Like, she has been, I've been her wingman. She's been there for me. We have talked about everything, but we are just one big team, and we are so excited to serve as a voice for all the future professionals.
Well, so
Yeah, go ahead, Guy. I was going to say, go ahead and address that.
Well, yeah. So, Abby, look, Chris is going to tell you this is the culture on here. We are putting you on the spot right now. Let everyone know. Give us a sneak peek of what you guys are thinking about for 2022 as future professional leaders.
So as future professional leaders, and we've already started on this now, and it's not even 2022 yet, but our two goals that we want to do this year is, first off, if you guys haven't seen the application going around yet on Facebook, is we are looking to start a future professional committee. And this is graduate or undergraduates or anyone who has physical education major, a health major, or just exercise science. We want to get a group of people from every single college in Missouri. We want to get everyone together. And this way we have a contact point to every single college, so we can pass like information through from the MOSHAPE board down to them, but then also we can just see what we can do better from them. That's probably one of the first things we're going to get started here as soon as January and school starts up again. But then we also are very excited to be having a future professional panel in March, just like if you guys, any of you guys had it back in spring that everyone loved. We had about like 80 some people get on that future professional panel. That was phenomenal. People from all across the state. So we are super excited to be having that again in March.
Wow. Well, Guy, it looks like I need to get prepared for my board meeting in February because they're already more prepared than I am. So,
well, and Chris, hold on. Just for the record, I've been part of 44 board meetings, which spans a decade here, right, at MOSHAPE. I don't remember the last time we've ever had any future professionals president ever be active this early in the game. You know, normally it's around, you know, maybe in June, but definitely as we get to, you know, the fall. But these two have already started, and we're not even 5-6 weeks out from the Level Up convention. So Abby, we just tip our caps to you and Brooke and all that you're doing and the enthusiasm that you're bringing. And we are so excited to see what you two are going to do this upcoming year in 2022.
Thank you. We're going to be a power couple. We got this.
There you go. Dr. Fine, Abby, thanks for joining us. If you guys could just hang tight, I'm going to bring you back on because I'm going off script again here in a few moments. So thank you for joining us. We'll get you guys back on in here just a moment. Guy, you know, we're kind of wrapping up the show here. It's been a great year, the convention and all that, but we got some very exciting news recently. And unfortunately, the sickness bug attacked our media team, so we haven't been able to really put out a lot of stuff about it, but we're going to, I promise. But we wanted to make sure we hit it up today. Missouri got a clean sweep of Central District Teachers of the Year in the physical education side of it. We got Ryan Armstrong won Central District Elementary PE Teacher of the Year. Paulo Ribeiro won Middle School Physical Education Teacher of the Year for Central District. And then Felicia Durst won High School Physical Education Teacher of the Year for Central District. So congratulations, Ryan, Paulo, and Felicia. We wish you the best of luck as you now battle for National Teacher of the Year for Shape America in New Orleans. That's gonna be exciting to see what happens there, Guy.
Well, all I can tell you is, Chris, I think it put it all in perspective what this means to these people, because when we had a chance to see them at convention as they received their state awards, I mean, my gosh, come on, Felicia, you know, during when you were interview with her, I mean, she's crying tears because her parents came all the way from Canada without even telling her that they were going to be there to support her. That should put things into perspective. Just about the great work that our teachers are doing on the front lines right here in Missouri. So that was one of the really cool moments of our convention, was seeing that interview that you had with her and seeing her get so emotional because of what this means. And also, you know, for the other two, I had a chance to actually hear Ryan speak. Ryan's dynamic. Ryan brings game. I mean, he's not fooling around. You know, I haven't had a chance to talk to Paulo yet, but I can tell you this. Paulo, actually, here, a little fun fact for you. You know where Paulo got his doctorate degree? Missouri Baptist University.
I only know that because who do you think interviewed the guy?
Well, I'm just letting you know. So, you know, obviously he has that going for him, right? No, but in all seriousness, congratulations to all three of you. And no matter what happens, we'll definitely be, you know, you'll be part of our future planning, certainly in 2022.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of which, we're talking about support, collaboration, and getting together. Guy, I started this challenge a couple days ago. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter, but we're gonna do it for about a week long. For everybody watching this, go check out my Twitter at Coach Stehle, which is STEHLEPE. And there's a challenge I put on there where you go in and simply just all you do is retweet the tweet where I put. You'll see it on there. I'm going to pin it to my profile right after this, and comment some and tag some amazing physical education, health education teachers that you know, and let's kind of collaborate together. We're all in this together mentality. It's right at about 100,000 impressions on Twitter right now. I stopped counting. Almost 1,000 different physical education teachers around the country have been tagged in it. So many engagements, hundreds of retweets. I picked up like 150 followers, which was great. But the purpose of it is we need to be there to support each other, right? And this is a great way to do it. There's so many phenomenal ideas and educators on Twitter and social media, and that was the purpose of that. So I'd love for people to participate. Guy, I know you're participating in it. Everybody in this call has, and I appreciate everybody that's watching that has supported that movement so far. We're going to pick it up heavy again tomorrow after we wake up at 1 p.m. tomorrow after our New Year's celebrations. We're gonna hammer that back out because I think it's important that we collaborate with each other and go into 2022 with each other and helping each other all over the country. And not just that, Guy. You sent me a text. Actually, you called me, and I was doing some yard work. That tweet has reached somebody all the way out in Turkey, which is phenomenal. So that's awesome. Thank you guys, everyone, for the support on that, and let's keep it moving.
So Chris, with that, just want to let you don't even know this, but I'm working on the second edition for Zagging, and this campaign is going to be going into the book. And the reason being for it is because I can't believe the response. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of people, like you said, over 100,000 impressions, but more importantly, it's building the community of over 1,000 physical educators, because I've seen in 2021 an uptick nationally on the amount of content contributors that are out there sharing lesson plans, even sharing self-care things, mindful minutes, all those kinds of things have been very helpful. And to see this profession, again, rally together, come together. And Chris, I think it's just a phenomenal thing that you led just 4 days ago on getting each other to build this network on a national basis. So thank you for, again, I know we talked about these in our planning meetings, but here it is, boom. Yeah, finally had some time to yourself, right? away from your two young ones and your wife. So just thank you, Chris, for all this work, because it's going to pay massive dividends as we're going to have a stronger voice, all of us collectively, in the HPE space in 2022.
Thank you, guys. It means a lot. And let's wrap this show up. So let's bring back Executive Director Tom Lowry with some closing remarks. Tom, take it away.
Well, Chris and Guy, thank you for your contributions, as always. Most people don't realize that our social and digital media committee meets probably more regularly than any other group that we've ever had, every other week for sure. And the plans and the strategic ideas and things like that, this doesn't happen just by happenstance. We don't just hit the hottest target. We know what we want to do, but again, we want our members to come front and center. You saw Abby's great contributions and the energy that they have, and the number of future professionals that you added to the Social and Digital Media Committee is just spectacular. Yes, we've had successes. We right now have a very strong culture of well-being within MOSHAPE. We've had outstanding leaders over the years. We've had people that have contributed at the national level, but specifically at the state level. And now you have no idea what this next year will bring, but we're positioned to have a greater impact on what happens within every school district in the state, because now leaders are listening to us. Leaders are taking part in what we do. We have the greatest opportunities, but we want a growing number, a pyramid of members to get involved and to share and to engage and to contribute and to produce. If all 900 members started posting and started sharing information, we would really see how rich our community is. I'm extremely proud to work for you people. We have gone through a very difficult 2-year period of time, but as Patrick said, we learned to level up.
Yep.
And we're always moving forward because everyone can contribute. As we begin this new year, our board has to look at who do we serve? What do we do with our governance processes, our leadership processes, our program processes, financial? Oh, this has not been fun the last 2 years, but we're capable of doing it. And assessing, we're always assessing and reviewing. And both Chris, you and Guy both pointed to some serious analytics that help us drive the train. And so when we have more people involved, going in the same direction and helping each other, this is not about one person. This is not about a president. This is not about an executive director. This is not about a committee member. This is about 900 people working together collectively to represent what we do in schools and make sure that we have an impact. I'm excited. I know it's going to be another wonderful year. We continue to build on past successes. So thank you, Chris, for putting this together, and Guy for assisting as you always do. Thanks to Anna and Abby and Patrick. And all I can say is I'm thrilled to work with the board that we have right now. Everyone is contributing, everyone is producing. So let's get on with it. Let's start the year with a bang and finish even higher than we thought we could go. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you. And Guy, off script one more time. I'm going to bring back all of our guests just because, you know, it's a wonderful time of year. Let's get Anna on there. There we go.
There we go.
This holiday season, you know, it's all about everybody talks about giving and caring, but the 5 people that I'm joined in right now, it looks like the Brady Bunch on my screen right now. You know, Guy, Doc, Anna, Abby, Pat, and everybody watching and everybody that supported myself and the media team. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve celebration tonight with your families, loved ones, close ones, whatever you decide to do. And I hope 2022 brings you all a lot of happiness. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you all on this screen and watching for all the support. It means a lot to me. It really does. So everybody have a great New Year. And one final thing, as Anna says, we always got to end with a nice little Zag bomb. A little hint to what Anna's theme is going to be in 2022. We cannot wait for you to share your stories. Chris Stehle and Guy Danhoff signing off. Everybody have a wonderful evening.